Okay, to begin with, before we get into the rules, let's just do a quick recap on what TV whitespace is. Today we're talking about the set of 6 megahertz VHF and UHF channels, which are traditionally reserved for broadcast television. This map shows the service areas for a single TV channel in the Northeast U.S. Everything else on the map is whitespace, which represents spectrum that is potentially available for use by TV band devices. At the macro level, rolling up all the white spaces creates a nationwide footprint, but the FCC rules limit how much white space each device type can access. In any given location, the channel availability will vary by device type after applying the FCC rules. This is an example for Lake Mary, Florida. If you look on the right side of the screen, you see for a fixed TVBD device, at Lake Mary, that device would have access to channels 5 through 8 and channel 14, while a personal portable device at 40 megawatts would have access to the channels that are indicated with green check marks. So you notice a big difference between the macro level and what you have available after you apply the FCC rules. Okay, the first set of rules came out in November 2008. After a lot of debate and protest, the revised set of rules came out in September 2010. It's the September 2010 rules that we'll be talking about today. Also, we're still waiting for a public notice to come out that will bring some clarity to database provider certification. In many ways, the TV whitespace rules mirror those of the second ISM band, which many of us are familiar with, as it is used by 802.11, Bluetooth, and cordless phones. The twist is that the band has not been cleared, so depending on where you are in the country and what type of device you're using, the spectrum that you use varies. The 2008 rules propose this be dealt with by both sensing and database, while the 2010 rules permit database-only options, which we'll be talking about. Note that the new rules do allow for someone to provide a sensing-only solution if it's an acceptable option. The rules can be kind of divided up into several categories. First, the rules define how various incumbent users are to be protected, which is a very important part of the rules. The rules also define classes of devices that can use a TV whitespace, such as fixed, personal portable mode 1, and personal portable mode 2. The rules define steps that the devices must take before they can use available channels. The rules define TV whitespace database requirements as well. First, broadcast TV stations are protected. Information on TV broadcast licenses is held in an FCC database, so database providers can go to that database and download those FCC rules and start with that. The protection area then is calculated using an FCC algorithm based on F-curves. The database must also add buffer zones to ensure that the TV whitespace devices do not transmit into. There are other protected entities. While the FCC licenses transmitters, and this information can be obtained from the FCC database, there are other protected entities such as receivers, example, cable head ends, TV translator, receive sites. These aren't tracked by the FCC via their database. The rules provide for these entities to register with a database to ensure that they are protected. Wireless microphones is an example of a protected category that can register. You have two types of wireless microphones. There's licensed and non-licensed. For licensed users have been provided with a mechanism to register their locations of use in a whitespace database to get protection. The FCC has dealt with unlicensed users by ensuring that a significant percentage of the TV whitespaces will be reserved for them. So when we talk about new devices that might use TV whitespace, as an unlicensed band, the devices are power limited. There are three thresholds defined: a fixed device at 4 watts, portable device at 100 milliwatt, and a portable device at 40 milliwatt. These will be discussed in more detail by Nirich and Steve. The rules don't specify anything about the technology that is used to utilize the spectrum. So for example, we can expect that Wi-Fi, WiMAX, and LTE might start using TV whitespaces as well as other technologies. The rules do require location awareness, but they don't specify how this is to be achieved. So for example, fixed devices either have a geolocation capability built in, or can be configured by a professional installer. The FCC has proposed that there should be multiple independent database providers. Multiple providers should provide competition that limits cost and enhances innovation. The database providers must provide channel availability lists to TV white space devices based on location and device type. They must provide mechanisms for protected entities to register for their protection. Must validate the FCC ID of Mode 1 personal and portable devices. They must share registered protected entity data with other database providers and provide mechanisms to audit the